Hello, friends. This is Prashant. A couple of days back, there was a discussion which was happening on our Facebook group, which is the HMT Watch Collectors group. Uh, and the topic of discussion was about how to wind an HMT watch. Now, for those who've been using a mechanical watch, a hand winding watch for quite some time, they're obviously aware of the same. But those who are new to watches, especially the mechanical ones, for them it can be a confusing task. So I'm making this small video covering the different aspects of winding a watch. Now I have here my daily beater, which is the HMT Janta Devanagari watch. This over here is the crown of the watch. You have to apply little force, and it will come out like this. You'll hear the sound of click here. See, okay. Now if you move the crown anti-clockwise, okay, the hands of the watch will move clockwise. Okay, so this is how you set time. Do not be, I would say, impatient when you are setting time or winding. So for example, I set the time to 10 is to 10, which is the typical uh, you know standard time which is seen in most of the advertisements and other cover photographs. Now once you've done that, you have to wind it. Now if you see, I am winding it back and forth. I am moving the crown forward and then pulling it backwards. It doesn't mean that the watch will get unwinded because there is a click which is there in the keyless action of the watch. This is how most of us do that. The reason why we do this is, you know, we don't have to do things like this. Okay, so it is easier this way. So most of the people do it like this. If you do it like this is also fine, but then the exertion sometimes is more on the crown. Therefore it is an even pace in which you can do that. Therefore the crown would not face a lot of exertion. The other thing is, when you buy a watch which has been lying in the counter of a watch store for quite some time, has not been winded, um, those are called new old stock, or old watches which are as good as new and are unused. So in that case it is better, I mean, they would normally service it and then give it to you, or when your watch comes back from service also, you should wind the crown this way, because what happens is, the when they after the service, when they insert the crown and the stem inside the watch again into the movement, they apply oil on it, and there is a grease which is also applied in this area, but that is another topic. So when you wind the watch like this, okay, the oil spreads evenly through the movement. That is what I've been told by a lot of watch mechanics also. Okay, so if you see, I have been moving the crown back and forth. As I go forward, I start feeling a certain amount of resistance. Now the watch is fully winded. Okay, uh, HMT watches, I have seen old advertisements and they say it has an unbreakable mainspring. Okay, so but do not try to check that by putting a lot of force. It the mainspring might not break, but your crown stem might break. So once you get that resistance, stop then and there. Okay, normally if you go back and forth, it can go up to about 40-42 times, but if you're making full rotations, about 20 to 22 times is what it will take. Another thing is, over the weekends normally what I do is, uh, okay, before that, uh, a lot of people wind the watch at the same time every day. Now, an HMT watch, normally when it is fully winded, it has a power reserve which lasts about 33 hours to 36 hours. Okay, but I have a habit of winding my watch every day at the same time, around the same time in the morning. Um, and this keeps on happening. But then what happens with this practice is that the mainspring, certain part, or the mainspring is not totally uncoiled every day. So on Saturdays typically, after winding the watch, that is it. Sundays I don't wind it again, and I do not wear this watch also on Sunday. I give it rest. I wear my other watches, and Monday morning when I pick up the watch, by the time the watch would have fully unwounded itself, and and then that's when I set the time again and wind it. So this I do so that the entire mainspring is uncoiled, and this is a practice that I follow. It has helped me. This watch I've been using since late 2012, and I've, touch wood, never given it for service so far. So that is some of the practices that I use. I'll make another video, shortly, wherein we'll talk about the automatic watches from HMT, how to wind them, and other things pertaining to it. Thanks for watching, as always. And if you have any particular suggestions or any particular areas which you would want us to cover through these video blogs, you're really welcome. We'll have the pleasure of covering it. And thanks again. And keep ticking and talking. Goodbye.